Well, hello everybody, and welcome to the show today. This is Comics News Today for the 28th of June. Oh my God, we're about to come into July, which means the Olympics is starting soon. Yay! And I'm sure everybody's really excited about that. Poor Japanese. They should give them a redo, don't you think?
Oh, that would be wonderful. Just wonderful.
Well, I mean, just being fair. I mean, it's not fair. I mean, they spent a lot of money, right? On that, and they're not even opening the stadiums to people to go view. It's just going to be televised. So I mean, they could easily they're doing what France and then China. Just put them on the other side of it. I mean, just let them do it again. I
Hmm.
don't know. It's because they won't care because it depends on the Japanese care. The Japanese are kind of pissed off, to be honest with you, all about this money being spent as usual. And I think slowly but surely the Japanese are getting a little bit pissed off at kind of the woke nonsense coming from everywhere.
Good.
And yeah, no, it is good because they don't really get into that stuff. I don't know if you've noticed. And
Good.
yeah, well, it's
The
because
problem is the Japanese common person, the normie person, and a lot of their creators or creatives, a lot of them, not all of them, have signaled weakness in this regard because they don't understand what they're being pressured with.
oh yeah,
Like these bullying campaigns, and that's what they are. Let's call them what they're bullies. That's what they're
yeah.
doing. They're bullying people, and brigadiering or brigading rather, where they bring in a whole bunch of people to attack one guy's social media feed or whatever. All these kind of tactics, they just don't know how to handle that because it's
No.
just so something they're not used to. And to be completely fair, most Americans don't know how to handle it either. That's why they cave. And I worry that as they start to focus on it more, that more will cave to the pressure because they're just not used to it. And the only way to stop that is to prepare them for it. Because as of right now, by and large, they're isolated from it. There's a bulwark of around them being the big fucking ocean that's kept them from having to deal with it.
Yeah.
And as they get more exposure to it, it's going to claim quote unquote scalps as it did here. And the only way for them to resist it is to know what they're facing. And
Yep.
just if you give the Japanese folks a plan to counter it, they'll do it because that's what they are. That's how they operate. If you put it down in front of them, they're just like pop, 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 pop. They'll do it. But if you
Well,
leave them into the weeds, I don't think they have the whatever you need, whatever you want to call it, to handle it on their own. The West didn't either, so I'm not crapping on them. But I think the people who are against woke BS in general, we need to congeal around just that is enough. We don't have to agree on anything else. Just that is enough, and resist this
yeah.
insanity that's all over the world.
Oh no, I agree. From an American point of view, from a Japanese point of view, however, they are uncomfortably practical and
Yep.
fearfully polite.
Yes.
The culture is the polite thing. They're not individually polite, which I understand. Well, what's the difference? Is that just being litigious? But no, it's not. In the West, you're allowed to be an asshole. Matter of fact, it's in America particularly. It's kind of written into a little thing called the Constitution. Yeah, and backed up by Supreme Court decisions, by the way. So you are free to be an absolute asshole. You are.
Hmm.
Here in Japan, you are not. So in the West, when someone is nice and polite to you, it's because they choose to be, right? Here in Japan, there's no choice in the matter. Therefore, they're not necessarily a polite people. I know that's seems semantical, but it's a legitimate thing. And therefore, uh, the way Japanese usually respond to these kind of things is not with bravery, not with cynicism. It's just with the kind of I don't know, the cradling up into the newborn position, right? They
Hmm.
will simply recede from the world. That's what they do, and they've done it many, many, many times in their history. And I've already seen signs of it. They're just they just shut the outside world off. They just clearly don't care or need it, which is the reason why the Japanese are the worst English speakers on earth. I know that's a weird thing to say, but it's my business to know these things, and they are. It's because they just recede from any kind of stress and stuff. That's their defense. So what you're going to see is what you're already seeing. A lot of comic manga over here that's quite successful. You'll probably never see in the West, right? Even though there's a huge surge going on, I've already seen stuff that they very clearly say, well, don't send it over there. They're openly saying that here. Understand that, right? And that's just going to grow more and more and more. And several of the manga things you're seeing, particularly like some of the anime creations on, say, Netflix or something like that, which in and of itself is a good thing. Those aren't Japanese. Those are not Japanese things. Those are Western people making in the anime style. I've already seen this happen, and I know it's just going to get worse. But anyway,
Yeah, it's a shame.
yeah,
There's
yeah.
only one. There's only one way to defeat communists, and that is to end them.
Nuclear bombs. Biden said we need nuclear bombs to revolt, and
Well, what's hilarious to me is all these lefties, especially far lefties, who just swallowed their pride and bit their tongue and pulled that lever for Biden because he's got to be better than Trump. Biden's administration is trying to implement what they are calling the DVE task force, which will effectively turn anybody who resists government at all into a terrorist.
oh yeah, no,
Good
no.
job.
The good thing about the Biden thing is it shows you how good a job Trump actually did. Hey Eric, how you doing, man?
I'm doing spectacular. How you doing?
I'm good. We're going to talk about comic books, man. Roger Hello's here. Hello, Roger. Joshua's here. Eric says, what up, coolies?" I don't know if we should be using that word, Eric. Oh, he said, "Oh, coolios." All right, that's fine then.
Oh, Coolio's is okay. Cooley's
Yeah,
no.
yeah, no coolies. Yeah, yeah. Have I been banned yet? Probably.
Good time. Give
Good
it time.
times. Good times. Eric, how have you been? I haven't talked to you in a while. What you been doing?
Oh, yeah, just same old. Working,
Yeah.
sleeping, eating. It.
Ooh, I went to like the best Peking duck restaurant in Japan when I was in Tokyo. It's very good.
Oh,
Do you like Peking duck?
I don't think I've ever had Peking duck.
What? Oh, what? Are you serious?
Serious.
Oh my God, dude, go find it immediately.
Immediately.
That is one of God's greatest foods. What are you doing?
I don't know. I've had duck once and I didn't care for it.
Well, and I get that. I love
It was
duck.
fresh. It was fresh duck. It had just been
Yeah.
killed that morning.
Yeah.
It was a little gamey.
Well, no. I mean, I get that. Not everyone likes duck. I like duck. But Peking duck is not comparable. It's the process is quite long, and what they do to prepare it, it's not the same taste. Situation as with a normal duck. So that's the different conversation. Not saying that you would like that, but no, if you haven't had Peking duck, go find it and eat it immediately, dude. It's really, really good food. It's amazing. I mean, the one thing, Chinese can be annoying as shit and they're arrogant as hell. Fair enough.
Hmm.
However, they do make the best food in the world, dude. I mean, there is no question. They really, really do. And there's
Pretty
other
good.
good foods too, but the Chinese, man, they're on that, dude.
I don't know, man. This steak and onions I got here is pretty freaking delectable.
Well,
Delectable.
let me rephrase that. The cooking techniques of France are usually lauded, but the reality
Mm.
is the cooking techniques of China are untouchable by anybody. The amount of preparation and the techniques and the science that has been put into food preparation over the past 4,000 years in China is impressive. And keep in mind that pretty much all the food stuff they have is originally coming through the migration so long ago they came up out of what we call Turkey today. So most of their food is actually coming out of Turkey or India, but they've taken it and they've made it something fantastical, right? That's what I mean by that. Of course, you can have something that's not Chinese that's really good. Of course, you can. But I'm just saying, in general, the thousands and thousands of amazing dishes that come out of China. Who started me on this conversation?
You, I think.
Yeah,
No,
you
it's
with your
definitely
Peking
Eric.
duck.
Peking duck. Oh yeah, Peking duck. I went. Yeah, I did. I tell you, I went to like the best Peking duck restaurant in Japan on my time. Yeah,
Huh.
it was good.
Huh.
Yeah.
Uh, Peking duck an actual Chinese dish, or is it one of these Americanized Chinese things that
No,
went back to China?
no, it's not.
Okay.
Although I get you, because a lot of food does like that. For instance, you go to Italy, they make great pizza today, but it's not their food. That's coming from the New York Italians back to Italy, but they're kicking ass with it though, right? But yeah, a lot of foods is like that. But Peking duck is a very ancient thing. That's been around.
I'll have to check it out.
Yeah. Let's see. Roger says, Chester, please don't talk about Shang-Chi versus Captain America. Just don't. That's not right, bro.
Hey, how many
Okay.
people we got watching?
I don't know.
They all need to wish Chester a happy belated birthday.
Oh yeah, yeah. I had a birthday while I was gone. That's right. You know what I had? I had red velvet cake.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Yeah, I have to make it though because you can't find that in Japan. Yeah, yeah. They don't have sour milk here in Japan at all. So you have to substitute. You kind of got to make your own using yogurt. But I've figured it out over the years, though. But I like. Do you guys ever eat red velvet cake?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I
Mm-hmm.
love red velvet cake, man. I only get it once a year, though. And then my wife always tries to hide it from me.
How dare she?
How
How
dare
dare
she?
she?
You shouldn't
It's
eat a
because you eat the whole
whole.
thing.
I do in a week. Yeah, I do. You
Ooh.
shouldn't. You
Yeah.
shouldn't eat a
Okay.
whole red
Now,
velvet
maybe
cake in one
she's on
week.
the right path here.
Dude, I love it, but I only eat it once a year. Come on, just once a year. I can deal with dizziness for a week. It's all right.
Listen, it's just a slight diabetic coma. It's once a year. Come on,
Just
live a
once a
little.
year.
I didn't need that foot anyway. I got another one. It'll be fine.
Yeah. Oh, I'm actually in really good shape. I do get my checkup quarterly for those kind of things, and they just kind of go and draw some blood and check it. I've been maintaining that for a decade, I guess.
Nice.
Are they going up the old poop chute yet?
No, they don't need that anymore. There was some boy in I forget where, somewhere in America, there was this young teenage high school boy that came out with a test for all the various cancers that they need to go up your ass for.
They sure did.
Yeah, so they don't have to do that anymore, Eric. Sorry, you missed that.
No,
Unfortunately.
I haven't had
Well,
to go through that yet.
Oh
So
well, there you
that's
go.
good.
in America, they still give you the old late morning or all night spa treatment, if you catch my drift,
Uh,
because
uh,
you see, in America, we're supposedly the most advanced country in the world when it
mhm,
comes to medicine,
mhm.
except we're at least 20 years behind Japan when it comes to basic treatments like that.
Well,
Because
that
I
was
don't
like
know.
a decade ago that boy came out with this, though.
Oh,
Yeah.
geez, yeah, we're still doing that.
That's great.
Yeah, I've known several people have to they drink have that nasty stuff and
Oh
Mm-hmm.
well,
cleanse themselves out, and then
I have had to drink the
cameras shoved up there.
concrete and then they go and take like a special MRI or a C scan. I don't know what it is, but it's like basically drinking concrete, and they can look inside your GI tract and stuff like that. So, but no, they don't. They don't do that here. They use all the kind of modern testing and such. But then again, I'm not a person who's pro socialism in hardly any way. However, there are some aspects that I can begrudgingly accept, and one of those
Mm.
is the way the Japanese handle medicine.
Yep.
It is socialized, and kids are free. But the rest of us, until we're like 60 years old, I think, something like that, basically the government handles 70% of the cost and we pay 30% of it. And then when you go over
Mm.
Okay.
60, you pay 10%. And you say, okay, well, that's expensive. But that's the problem. The Japanese have eliminated the actual issue that America and European countries have, in that the doctors charge way too much. It's greed on a level that is hard to comprehend what the American doctors are doing. Over here, a doctor is, of course, one of the wealthier people in our society, but they're not that wealthy, right?
No.
Because
And the
medicine
worst
is
part is,
affordable from that point. So when you're looking at paying your 30%, it's not much at all.
a lot of doctors here, even with those exorbitant fees, are still not wealthy. They're still working like dogs because what they do is, you see, doctors are really, most doctors are really smart at one thing, and that's medicine, or at least, they're capable of learning medicine. But they're dumb at life, real dumb. So they'll get, they're a doctor, man. I'm making all this money. Well, guess what happens? Same thing like basketball players. They make all that money and then they spend it all on nonsense, and then they're broke. So these doctors will be working till they're 80 because they can't retire because they've wasted all their money. And you have this problem, and then you have in America, you see, because Japan is run by adults who do adult things. They don't have, even though they have a huge bureaucratic state, it's still fairly efficient, especially it seems like in the medicine side. Hence why the costs are so low. Whereas here, the red tape, it's an ocean of it to do anything, even just basic things, to the point where a lot of people have been going to and finding doctors who won't even take insurance because it's cheaper, it's faster. I walk in, I give him $100, he looks me over, and we're done. That's it. That's the end of my exchange. It's pretty much the end of his, other than tax nonsense. Because there's so much red tape with insurance companies and government laws, and the fact that the reality is America is already a socialized healthcare, whatever you want to call it, country.
Efficiently one, yeah.
The Obamacare made it so that the government sets the minimum price they are allowed to charge. They are not allowed to go lower than whatever the Obamacare bottom is. I think it's Obamacare, Medicare, whatever it's called. The bottom that they say. So even if they wanted to, they couldn't charge you less without not taking insurance at all. Yeah. That's the only way around it.
Yeah, I get that, but they do need to repair that. And one of the biggest things you could do is simply just find out a way to reduce the cost from the doctor's point of view, because that's what's killing you. Because over here, one of the things I do like about Japan, I mean, I like a lot of things about Japan, and there's some things I don't like, but one of the things I do love is greed is shameful.
Yep.
What a statement, Eric. Now he's got to leave me hanging on that. He doesn't agree.
Well, they wouldn't have made it through the 80s here.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. No, there's a big problem with the conflation in the quote-unquote capitalist part of America with greed, and they genuinely believe greed's fine, it's okay, it's good. It's not. It's a vice in basically every culture that's worth listening to for a reason, and it should be shamed and looked at as bad. That's why I don't really care when people shit on billionaires. I'm like, yeah, yeah, okay. Yeah. They're billionaires. Let them douse their tears with the $100 bills, right? Well, they'll be okay.
It's a difficult balance, though, isn't it? Because capitalism is the most efficient system we have. But you can chase the dollar without being a monster, right? You can do both. So it's a very thin line conversation, as most things are. Nothing is so black and white. And this is, of course, the problem we run into today, because you have two opposing forces now that say the world is black and white. And it's just simply not true. And this is where the cultural war sets in this, black versus white situation, and the rest of us are kind of stuck in the gray zone where life exists. But anyway, this has nothing to do with comic books, Eric. What are you doing?
Let's talk about some comic books.
No, God,
some fun.
God,
this guy. All right, here we go. Let me see here. I've got to start with something I know nothing about. How's that? Sound good?
I like it.
Yeah. You gotta be bold sometimes. Go ahead, dude.
Let's see what we got here. Hang on, my thing isn't loading.
Uh-oh.
There we go.
I got pills for that.
Anime Expo Light 2021 to feature world premiere of new anime. I'm going to let Chester handle that because that's a lot of K's and Z's in a row.
Shikizakura.
There you go. That one.
It's just
rolls off his tongue.
Well, it's just a type of cherry blossom, really.
Yeah, because that's easier to say than just cherry blossom.
Well, it's a Japanese show. What do you want? My daughter is named Sakura, by the way.
I know.
But anyway, I don't know anything about this series. To be honest, I live in Japan, but I don't watch very much anime. It's just not my thing. They because most of it's kind of I just don't have that Japanese sensibility in that regard, and that's fine. But I just thought I saw this and I was like, oh, okay. Well, the viewers might enjoy this. I know manga and anime have become ridiculously popular. See, I'm not sure exactly what they mean by it because when you look at the name Shikizakura here, they've written it here in hiragana, and therefore I have no kanji to look at because I'm assuming they just mean that type of cherry blossom tree, but they could be trying to make some other remark here with it, but I can't tell because there's no kanji. Because you can also use the word shiki to mean a formula. So the sakura formula, but I'm assuming it's just the cherry tree. I don't know, but anyway, I thought I would take a lead. I'm going to watch a trailer. Can I do that? Will I get in trouble? I'll probably get in trouble. Let's do it anyway.
Oh.
Here we go. All right. Well, it's the animation looks pretty good. All right. All right. So we have a threat. Ooh. A hero will emerge. These are the various people involved. Looks like the eyeless ones from Doctor Strange, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you're dead. Bye. That was quick. I love how they get up from falls when there's no way. Oh, he found a mecha. How many damn anime we gonna have where someone falls through a roof and finds a hidden mecha? I mean, Jesus, come on. I mean, right? There's so many of them.
Where else are they going to find it?
I
Oh,
guess.
wait a minute. He also has magic powers. Oh wait, no, he's a
No,
Power
this
Ranger.
is Evangelion esque thing they're doing here.
He is
It's
a
just a
Power
mecha.
Ranger.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, so it's not a mecha. It's just a suit. The way they were showing it looked like a mecha. All right, or a mech. Sorry.
Interesting.
My Japanese got in the way there. I apologize. Yeah, so he's wearing a suit, so it's an Iron Man-esque thing. All right. So now, I have a feeling they mean to use. They're making a little bit of wordplay here, and they're using it to talking about the Sakura formula. But anyway, there is another reason why I put this up because there's hype on this in Japan too. So people are really looking forward to this, and I just thought I know it's not directly well, it is. It's manga, right? But turned into anime. But I thought it would be cool to look at. Also, just talking a little bit about the Anime Expo. Now, that's cool that anime and manga has become more and more popular in the West. I think that's good. I'm happy for the Japanese. They're certainly making ridiculous money. However, it brings me to another conversation, guys. Gen Con. Now, Gen Con, the General Convention up in Geneva, right? You know who created that? It's one of the largest
Japanese?
gaming conventions in the whole world. Sorry, Eric. Who do you think?
Japanese?
No, Gary Gygax. Gary Gygax. And his son, well, one of his sons, Aaron, is bringing TSR back, which is awesome. I've talked about it already. And in his statement when he was bringing it out, he was like, look, a lot of the older players feel like they've been pushed out, which they have been, and we're just going to create something that is kind of old school, right? All right, what's wrong with that? Well, that's racist for some reason and hateful and some other phobiasms. And Gen Con has stated that they will not be allowed to attend Gen Con. Now, get that. Gary
What?
Gygax creation, which has become this enormous thing. Gary Gygax himself is, all of these sit-down tabletop role-playing games. You would have none of them without him, right? His son's bringing back the original TSR, and he's not allowed to attend and show off his stuff at his father's created convention because wokeism, I guess.
To me, orcs.
too many orcs, I guess. But the thing is, a lot of people from the tabletop world feel the same way about that, and we're very excited about TSR. So I guess it doesn't matter. They're going to make their money anyway. But it just shows you how absolutely insidious this stuff has become, right? That doesn't make sense. That should never be allowed to happen. But at the same time, we see new conventions being made, like this Anime Expo Light. I've never heard of it before, but it's probably going to be big, and a lot of people attend, and it'll probably be fun. So I don't. It's just really sad to me, dude. Because I mean, especially with Gen Con. Have you guys ever been to a Gen Con? No. Okay. Gen Con is an absolutely enormous event. The only event in the gaming world that's bigger than that are some of the video game ones, like E3, or used to be, and some of the ones over in like Germany, like the Essen Fair and things like that, are bigger. So it's really sad to me that Gen Con has been taken over by these wokerati, and they're just so hateful. If any of you guys watch the Quartering with Jeremy, if you know his saga that he was kicked out from Magic the Gathering and the whole Gen Con stuff, he was attacked at Gen Con as well by someone, and Gen Con never really gave a release or a comment on that whatsoever. But they're happy to cancel the son of Gary Gygax for nothing really, other than he's a competitor. Because keep in mind, Gen Con is now owned by WotC. I mean, isn't someone going to call them out? Isn't there? Can't they be sued for that? I mean,
I
isn't
mean,
that?
it's their show. They can
Yeah, but don't.
restrict anyone they want, right?
Well, can they though? Because if it were just WotC products at Gen Con, all right, fine. But it's not. They allow all kind of vendors selling all kind of things, from tabletop role-playing games to board games. All of that entire wide genre it's gone into, and so all these other companies that are not WotC or ultimately Hasbro are allowed to go and sell and show their wares there. But you're going to keep a direct competitor out. Aren't there some kind of cap, monopoly rules or some manner of business rule that prohibits such a thing?
There probably is, but it's not worth the effort. By the time you get it through the processes you need to get it through, it would take a year or two at least. Now, some people are spiteful enough to just say, you know what, fuck it, and go do it anyway. But I don't think Gary Gygax's son seems to be that type of person. He's just like, whatever, he'll make his own, and they will. And I wouldn't be surprised if very soon, within the next decade or so, this will be an incredibly successful venture that they're doing here, especially with the pedigree and all of this. It's all great stuff around it. I think it'd be surprising if he didn't come up with his own version of Gen Con.
The Grey Ranger.
And my wife is the Grey Ranger. She'd like everybody to know. She's wearing all gray. And if I wouldn't be very surprised if he doesn't come up with his own and it surpasses Gen Con. Because
I hope so. Yeah.
What we've seen is the market does still work in these small areas. We have a lot of market manipulation from the top. That's why that's not working up there. But in these smaller areas, it can still work. A great example you just talked about is manga and anime. Look how huge manga and anime is now, because there's nothing to really stop it from being as such. There's no roadblocks or nothing. They just have to reach the audience and produce good content, and voila. Look at that. The audience grew organically, and now it's the biggest thing in probably the biggest thing in media outside of huge budget movies and video games.
Yeah.
So that is a sign that there's still enough pressure in the market to counteract the complete and utter conquering that the woke bullshit has done in the American marketplace.
Well, and
that's a good sign.
Yeah, sure, it is. And we're going to get into some of that today, because the simple fact of the matter is the Americans are chasing manga because they don't have any other options. The other stuff is ridiculously stupid. and
Yep.
it's not telling fun stories, so they're chasing it, and it's a very interesting tell. It's showing you right there, these companies, these comic book companies should see this, and they should recognize and change, but instead they're just attacking it. It shows you they're gone, they're done, they're broken, right?
Yeah.
However, I do see a couple thing in here. Bill says, Gary, yeah, of course. Dave just took a shower. Ooh, nice.
I'm going
I
to do
heard
that
that the
after
new
the stream.
yeah, right. I heard the new TSR is putting together their own con. They should. And keep in mind that TSR, young Gygax, he's not young. You think he's older than I am. But he's bringing all the old dudes back, right?
Yep.
All those old dudes that haven't been able to get any work with WotC, that have been basically kicked out because they're old white men, are getting work with this, and they're bringing back giant lands, or they're not. They're using giant lands, and they're going to be bringing back a lot of those TSR products that was never bought up by WotC, I guess. And that's cool because TSR was not just Dungeons and Dragons. It wasn't. It had all
Mm.
kinds of stuff, right? And
Yep.
that's one thing I'm excited about. But it's just goes to show you there is no reason whatsoever that Gen Con should deny the TSR being at their show. There's no reason whatsoever. None. But they are doing it because, of this stupid politics. But we'll see, because money is going to flow somewhere. Anyway, moving on. Um, this one is interesting, I thought.
Image Comics creator Patrick Kindlon, I think that's how you pronounce that, dunks on modern superhero comics to promote Frontiersman.
All right. Now, I don't care about the dunking. Yeah, that's low hanging fruit, really. But Eric, if you could help me out taking a look at this art, because I think I like it, dude. And I'm curious what you think about it. Here's cover number one from Image. All right. It's like an old
Wait.
prospector
You
dude.
like art with a white bearded man on the cover?
Yes.
Can you please?
He looks like me. He looks just like me. He does.
No, art looks good. I don't have. It looks a little, maybe a little 2D, but yeah, it looks good though.
Yeah, but here, let's get into the
Looks
pages,
better
though.
there. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I like the pages better. And they got some dialogue here. You got this robot that's kind of lonely and broken, moving through the forest. You have this old dude attacking. He's taking out the robot. Look at the art, dude. I like it a lot, and for some reason, it's reminding me of somebody. Who is this reminding me of, dude?
Reminds me of one of the Kuberts, I think. And
Andy Kubert.
yeah.
All right. Well, I don't know. That's kind of all they give you, but it looks like it's in a modern robot age. But I don't really care much about the article. I didn't even read all of it. It just goes like, yeah, okay, whatever. He's just trying to get some noise so he can promote his book. However, I thought the art was nice. What nice? What do you think, Thunder?
I like it. I like the art a lot, actually.
It's pretty, dude.
I really like this whole like wild robot thing that's been happening in the last few years, where there's just wandering bots. I'm assuming that's what's happening here, especially since it's called Frontiersman.
Mm.
I like that whole concept to where like you have this wild forest or whatever, but there's just these robots that wander around it, like kind of like zombies, and I just think it's like takes that to another level. The whole concept of a constant threat like that. Now I don't know if these are a threat or not, or if he's just
They
killing
are.
it
There
because
seems to be some manner of invasion, and
yeah.
he's probably gone into the woods to, survival it and stuff like that. Booster's here and he says, "Hello, Captain Cock and Balls. You say I look like I'm gray, huh? No way, I look like that, homunculus. I don't.
Like Liam Gray.
Oh, Liam Gray. Liam Gray. Look like Liam Gray. Well, he does. He looks exactly like him. Just sans the red hair. So I don't want to tell you.
No.
Yeah.
Gray's
Booster
like 2
is
foot
a-
3 inches.
Booster is a genuinely handsome young man, and Gray looks honestly like some sort of pustule that you would go to the doctor and have him pop for like 2 minutes straight because there's so much pus. Like
Yeah,
they're
yeah,
just sitting there,
yeah,
just
yeah.
and it's just like those videos that women watch where they're just popping the giant pimples. That's
I
kind
do
of what
love to
Liam Gray
watch
reminds
those.
Yeah,
me.
you don't like Liam, huh?
No.
He's one of those entertaining, insane people.
Yeah. As long as he keeps his insanity away from me, I'm happy.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So is Booster being temperamental again?
No, I don't think he really cares. But I don't know why he's not in here,
Yeah.
Kiwi.
Young man. Anyway, I'm not going to spend much more time on this. I just thought the art
Scroll
was
down. I want to see
gorgeous.
when it comes out.
Okay. September.
September.
Yeah. It looks interesting. The story. Hopefully, the story will be good. I don't know, but I do like the art, and we don't get to say that a lot, Eric, these days, because we've been
No,
getting
we
a lot of
don't.
stuff. He says
My
he's
brother
killing
picked up.
himself, so he's busy.
My brother, he picked up all the new Hero Reborn series, and I thumbed through them, and the art progressively got worse with each issue that came out.
Well, the whole concept is dumb, dude.
Oh, it's over now.
Yeah, but I mean, it's just another
Yeah.
dumb event from Marvel. Yet another one. How many are they doing? How many events we up to a year now? 3, 4?
It's ridiculous.
365.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's just ridiculous. Hey, Moon Knight and XJ9 Vaporware fan. Well, that's quite the name you got there. I got an idea for a Moon Knight series. It's about Moon Knight rising back to the top, and it is a Marvel Universe destruction. I agree with you, Moon Knight. Moon Knight's one of my favorite characters, but you probably know that. So basically, you can call it the Moon Knight Returns. Okay. All right. All right. I actually have a Moon Knight story we're going to talk about today. So good timing there.
Sweet.
But let's move on here. But I'm interested in it for sure.
She-Hulk is turning into Marvel's new terrifying Black Widow.
All right. So we have here Winter Hulk. So it's so bad art. The art is ridiculously bad. And she is Winter Hulk now, and they're doing World War She-Hulk, and it sounds like they're literally doing the exact same story, just with Betty Ross. So
Look at Joshua Hughes in the chat.
is that what I mean? Awesome.
Oh!
Awesome. There you go. You should feel better, mister. Does Liam say he's rich and good at sex? I mean, he's a bit delusional. Yeah.
He DMs this to young women, in fact.
That he's rich and good at sex. Well, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That seems. I mean, that's a strategy. It's not a good one, but that's a strategy.
Yeah.
My strategy was different. I just kind of sit there and just look sexy, and they just kind of came to me. That was my strategy.
Yeah, you're tall.
Pretty good.
You can't do that nowadays, Chester. You got to be online to do that. You got to send some dick pics and stuff.
Oh, nonsense, dude! I get women looking at me all the time, and I'm 51 years old. I mean, Jesus.
They're probably 52.
Well, hey, now, don't you disrespect the MILF? Yeah, I know it is sad, dude. I either get the father worship from the little ones or the middle-aged ladies, which are called bachans here, loving on me. The young ones, the ones that I actually may be flattered to have some attention from, they don't give a shit. Not even a little. It's sad, dude. What happened?
Got old?
I got old, yeah. But it's all right though. I actually like women. I enjoy chatting with women, and I enjoy their presence. I actually enjoy the little chatter of gossiping women. I like the sound of it. Am I weird?
Yeah.
Okay. Fine.
Yeah. I was finishing chewing my bite of steak. Yeah, you're weird.
Thundero choke over here.
Okay, but anyway, I always have. But this is pure dumbness, and it's like, you know, they have nothing original in them, and we've been saying this for a while. But I mean, how unoriginal can you be? Here's the twist. Someone sitting in a meeting saying, "You know what? You know what? We're going to take the Betty Ross She-Hulk character, Red She-Hulk, which they should have never done anyway. And we're going to take that and we're going to mix it up with Winter Soldier because it needs to be a female. Yeah, it does. And then we're going to do the Planet Hulk thing, but with a woman. Oh my God, we'll make millions." That's the meeting, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, you are so dumb. And I can't even tell this is a dude. I guess the blonde hair that is poorly drawn in the back is supposed to tell me it's a female, I guess. But
I don't think the
otherwise,
art is horrible. It's a horrible design.
it's
Face
bad.
isn't bad. The body, the anatomy is not bad if it was, had a big-headed man, but you could see a small shape of a breast on that peck right there.
God, barely, dude. Barely. There's literally
Barely.
a curve right here. Right here. That's the breast indication. That little curve right there. And the face is horrible. I don't know what you're talking about.
The
Your
face is
face.
horrible, but the body itself isn't bad. Look at that pouch. That pouch is done nicely.
It is a good pouch. You're right. But this sucks balls, and it's stupid. And the only reason I put this in here is for foreshadowing. Okay, moving on.
Oh,
Marvel's
yeah,
Voices. Pride one shot sees Elektra lectured on trans womanhood mid battle by transgender immortal Hulk character Dr. Charlene McGowan.
All right, so
Have you ever noticed that trannies go with names like Charlene a lot? Like that kind of, like an ridiculous name from like the 70s. They tend to pick. I don't know what that's about. It's just an observation I've noticed. Like you'll find like a Charlene or a Rebecca or something like that, right? You don't find more common female
well,
names.
I've
Just
never actually had a conversation with a transgender, so I don't really know. I don't see them over
yeah.
here. I'm sorry. They all go to Kabukicho in Tokyo. So,
you have seen them and you didn't know because they were so good.
well, in
Or
Asia,
they well,
that's
yeah,
possible, I suppose. Yeah.
that's
Miss
very
America
easy
this
within
year, we got
Asia.
one from Nevada.
Yeah.
And of course he will win because you got to take everything from women. I hate it, but I love the irony of the fact that all of this wokeness has brought you to a point that you're taking away everything from women, right? Sports, Miss America, movie roles, et cetera, et cetera, TV time. And they, what do they call them? J.K. Rowling, who's an absolute annoying person, but they call her a TERF because she believes in feminism for females, not the non-females. So yeah. But anyway, this is dumb. For me, the first thing is I don't mind the art. It's not bad. It's not bad looking. But why is Electra Daredevil? That doesn't make any sense whatsoever. I
Well,
mean,
she put on his suit. Something happened to him, and she put on the suit. I think it's been about a year now. But I know that issue. I didn't read it, but that issue jumped up in price like crazy as soon as everybody saw her in the suit.
yeah, but it doesn't make sense story wise.
Oh, I don't know.
Having Bucky take over for Captain America makes sense. Having the Falcon take over for Captain America even makes sense. But Elektra, she would never do this, dude. That's not her character. These people don't read the freaking comic books. And it's dumb, but it got to make everything female, got to make everything gay. So I'm assuming she's gay now. I'm assuming she is, right? Elektra is now a gay woman. Perfect.
Oh, it looks like she's lectured on transgenderism.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean she's not a gay.
Maybe she doesn't
she's
like
not
it.
gay
They
enough.
made her like it.
Oh, I see. They made her like it. And all these forced gay things that I don't
Forced
even know
her.
what are. Valkyrie's gay now. Sweet. She shouldn't be. It doesn't make any sense that she's Daredevil, dude. It does not make any sense. Well, hold on a
Chester?
second. They want to help trans women manufacture their own hormones without taking pills every day. So then you want to turn them just into women. Okay, fair enough. So trans women have to take pills every day? That's interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a completely disgusting lifestyle decision.
Yeah, it's like
Um,
vegans. They have to take pills every day, but they say it's healthy. Uh-huh. Your body's telling you something there, I think. Wow, look at that. Oh my God, look at that. Eric, look at it.
Like the Village People.
It's so bad, dude. What is wrong with you people? This is so bad.
It's like they're just trying to get put out. Like it's like they're just begging Disney to pull the cord. Just pull it.
Well,
We're done. Here, look at this shit. Pull it.
we know that's what they're doing. They want comics shut down. They're gonna have a victory lap. They're gonna have a big old party when it's done. And look at the
Yep.
fat lesbian over there. You gotta have that one. There's a lot of lesbians here. This is a lesbian place, I think. Alrighty. But anyway, I don't really care at all about the womanhood and hormones and all that kind of nonsense. It's just more idiocy. The real thing I put up was, oh, that's a good picture. And then to why is she Daredevil? It just doesn't make sense. Now Booster's trying to help me out here instead of being in here and helping me out directly. His elder care responsibilities are lacking. She took over as Daredevil as a way to prove to Matt Murdock she has changed. Chester doesn't know what he's talking about again. I don't care why she's wearing the costume, Booster. She shouldn't be. That is not her character, and you should know well that it's not, because you're an actual Daredevil fan who's read a lot of Daredevil comic books, and you should understand that Elektra and Matt's relationship is a strenuous one at best, because in her heart she's a criminal. She is an actual criminal. But she just likes him. She's in love with him, basically. And these guys are constantly back and forth. She would never put that on. How many times in the comics has she told him to take that silly costume off? I mean, Jesus Christ, dude. Anyway, moving on. Oh, this is just special. Go ahead.
Anthony Mackie says he had to overcome his fear of representing a country who doesn't represent you. Before playing Cap. This is why you shouldn't be Captain America.
Exactly.
This is why.
Well, let me ask a question to you guys. Do you think he really believes this statement?
No.
Not at all. I think he's just what he's told to say.
Yeah, and I think so too. Because if he actually believes this statement, then it shows you how delusional his segment of population is, whatever that segment is, however you want to qualify that. Because the simple fact of the matter is, being a black man in America, you have so many special advantages. I love how they
Especially
go
being
on.
a rich black man in America.
Yeah, that as well is nice, but just in and of itself, it's amazing to me when they go on about privilege. But if you're black, or well, let me cut that down and make it simple. If you're anything other than a white heterosexual male, there is so many grants and special organizations and special groups and special care and special attention and special everything for you. Everything, particularly if you're black, and even more so now. Even when I was young, that was true, but it's more so now. So in truth, you live in a country that caters to you specifically, Mr. Mackey, very, very specially. Not only does it not represent you, it overly represents you in an equity type of way. I said it. I'm gonna get banned. That's for sure. But I mean, come on, dude. I mean, this is and I don't give a shit what the article says. I don't care about the context. The fact that he actually is saying this publicly, he deserves a smack in the nose, dude. He does.
I agree. No, it's completely preposterous, for crying out loud. Now, yeah, okay, you could have maybe made this argument decades and decades and decades. Probably when Captain America was originally conceived. Sure, could make that argument. Not today. That's ridiculous. There's more black wealthy people in America right now than at any point in the history of the country. In fact, they are overrepresented in wealth compared to how many people are how many of them there are, and they are in politics as well. They're overrepresented on both sides of the aisle, by and large, compared to how many of them there are in the country. So it's preposterous to say you're not represented. How much more do you need before you're represented? like what is your defining line here, Mr. Mackey? Because I really don't even understand how anybody with two eyeballs could look at America and say black people aren't represented, when if you're outside of America and talk to foreigners, they think like half the country or more are black. Because that's what they see in the media.
That's right.
An obscene number comparatively.
Yeah.
They also think that over 30% of the country's gay. Not making that up. You can look it up. Pew's done research on it.
The media's on it constantly. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
But I mean, well, you know what they want. They've said it with the Black Lives Matter and stuff. They want you to give them your house. Give them your house.
Pretty much, yeah. That won't be happening.
Go live in the street and give them a house. You damn heritage bigot. I mean, that's what it is.
Yeah.
You're a heritage racist. Is what it is now. Yeah.
I'm all right with that. Yeah, I've made peace with it. If their definition of racism is that I won't grovel before them, then I'm a racist. Fine. I don't care. Just completely defang the term, because I simply will not grovel to any man on this planet. Will not happen. I don't care what the reason he thinks I need to is. It's just never going to happen.
Yeah.
I don't grovel before anybody.
Yeah. Well, over here in the chat, yeah, I agree, Pete. Absolutely. Looks like Moon Knight is going to be doing his own or her, I don't know, YouTube project, which is awesome. You should do that, and you should come over here and promote it, and we'll come check it out. Booster's being a little bitch again. Oh well. So let's move on. Moon Knight.
Oh, no.
Speaking of,
Moon Knight slaughters vampires in sneak peek of brutal new series. So Moon Knight's fighting vampires?
Yep. And
like
I'm
it.
okay with that.
I like it.
Especially Moon Knight originally was Werewolf by Night, the horror side of Marvel, where he came in. Moon Knight, of course, is very much Batman in white, without question. But they, over the years, they have tried to make him unique. One of the things that's unique about Moon Knight is how absolutely brutal he is.
Yeah.
Let's take a look here, because you guys know I like Moon Knight, and there's a new series coming from the MCU, so this is probably going to give us a little bit of winks, because I don't know, for nearly 2 decades they've been trying to copy what the MCU is doing, right? So what you see in the comic book is coming in the movies, isn't it? So let's take a look here. You ready, Eric? We need your expertise here. Okay, cover,
Sure.
badass, love it. Love it. Look at that.
It's great.
Classic Moon Knight, dude. Classic Moon Knight in his Batman pose. Perfect. All right. Now we're inside. Okay. All right. It's all right. I've never.
No, it's good.
For...
That's not my favorite
No.
Moon Knight outfit. I never really cared for that one a whole lot.
No, me either. But all right. All right. Let's see if it keeps up consistency. Well, it's losing a little bit here. It's losing a little bit. The body positions are awkward, not quite right. The cars are not that wide. Yeah. All right. We have. I don't know. It's starting to lose me a little bit. You got some vampires. They got some food here, I guess. They're driving along. The Moon Knight's coming in there. He crashes through. Oh no, my God! It's the Moon Knight. The car jumps around. Screw the hostages, which is appropriate. They're gonna climb out, and he throws something at him. He comes over, and his friend is dying. His friend is dying, I guess, and he's being turned into ash. And it says, "I am the Moon Knight," with his stake. Oh, he staked him. I see. So
that's a nice panel. I like that panel. That looks
this
good.
is a good panel. Yeah,
looks badass there.
I'm having to say that not all the panels are great, though. Some of them are. I like this one. Oh, this one's not bad. But some of it's not perfect. And if there was an actual editor over there, this would not have come out like this. Any opinions, Eric? I mean, you are the expert.
Yeah, I've seen a lot worse coming from Marvel, so I won't complain a whole lot. The colors look great. I mean, this, even though I don't like that uniform right there, or the suit, the rest of it, I really like the rest of that page.
Yeah. Kosu theme.
I'll tell you what, Moon Knight was the first time I've had a pull list at a comic shop in 11 years. I added Moonlight to it, so I wouldn't miss it.
Yeah, no, I of course will watch this, read this, and watch the series. Hopefully, I got my
Yeah.
fingers crossed. I shouldn't though. That's a stupid thing to do. However, some of the more recent stuff in Moon Knight, I wasn't a fan of it, dude. I'm not a fan of this character that they did here. But I'm the art is not on point though, dude. And but at some points it is. And I think if there was an editor that was actually doing their job, this would have these bad panels wouldn't be here, right? Because they'd be sent
Yeah.
back, and the artist would know it's going to be sent back, so they wouldn't have rushed through it in the first place. Um, so I don't know. And this one up here, I don't know why, but it's just bugging me how much space is in the front of this car, this van. It's just bugging me. It's just
How
little,
everybody's dressed like Han Solo.
yeah. That's true. But it's little things, and it's stuff that I know if there was an editor in charge, it wouldn't have come out like this. So I think it's a rocky start for me. However, Moon Knight going up against Dracula, who I guess he's back alive again. Of course, Marvel characters never die. I'm looking forward to at least checking it out and see if it's any good. Steak and onions, yeah, Eric, absolutely.
So
Uh,
which version of Moon Knight are we getting here? Is this super powered Moon Knight, or is he back to just being basically Batman?
I really wish they would only do superpowered Moon Knight because that
I
makes him
agree.
different, right?
Yeah.
I mean, so let's do that.
Super powered one, because recently he took on the Avengers and even gained the Phoenix Force.
That's
Yeah.
they gave everybody the Phoenix Force. It's like a
Oh, yeah,
used
Phoenix
condom
Force is
by
a
now,
whore.
dude. I mean, it's ridiculous. Uh,
In fairness to them, Marvel literally turned everybody into a lantern. Or not Marvel, DC turned everybody into a lantern repeatedly of
yeah,
different in kinds.
that's fair.
So
Yeah, but that makes more sense though than the Phoenix Force. It does.
I
It's
guess, but
just a
they've also
ring.
passed around the Spectre too, like it's a
Oh
hot
yeah.
potato.
Well, they don't know what to do with that character. I think it's too powerful for them. I mean, because man, don't get me in a Spectre conversation. However, I'm going to check it out, but and I do hope it is the fully moon powered Moon Knight. Knight of Khonshu.
Shoot.
Khonshu. So that's what I want. I don't know why they keep going back to this. I don't know. Well, whatever. And the last one. The hang up, they have such a hang up with his hang ups because he has mental issues and because he's got a god in his head, makes sense. But they get so caught up in it, and the character. Yeah, it's a problem, but it's not the everything, right? There's more
Hmm.
to him than that. But we'll see, we'll see. I was
Well,
just happy to get a look.
one other comment I wanted to make on that, if you scroll up, right there, that title, that logo, that's
Yeah,
nice. I like that. That's real well done.
yeah. No, the
Whoever
cover
did
looks
that should
great.
get a bonus.
Yeah.
That Moon Knight with the moon coming up when the moon cresting, that looks good. That's slick.
It is. No, it's not. I love the cover, and I don't hate every panel. There's just some. It's just it shows me a lack of an editor in charge. That's what this is. It's an editor issue, not the artist, because the artists are going to basically try to take any shortcut they can to get in on time. We've all learned this in the
Straight.
past couple of years. That's right, and I don't even blame them for that. But the editor is supposed to keep that in line. That's your job, and clearly and Marvel has no editors whatsoever. We all can tell now. Anyway,
Yeah.
moving on. I'm happy that I got a sneak peek on it. So, uh,
Oh, here we go. Marvel confirms its first canonical gay hero. I'm not using that nonsense. Just say gay. That's what you mean. Gay hero.
dude, it's freaking short bus, man. That is short bus right there. And these people are dumb, Eric. They're dumb. Their brains are like cottage cheese, man.
Insult the cottage cheese.
Yeah, I haven't had cottage cheese in a long time. I like cottage cheese.
Yeah.
But this is so stupid. My God, dude. A caveman, right? This is a caveman, right?
Yeah.
And he's a star brand. A caveman is star brand landed on a caveman. In no way Would a caveman be gay?
No,
Do we not understand where gayness comes from?
they pretend that they don't. Uh, but no, it's just not something that would happen. Because,
No,
for one, they'd be dead in that scenario. They
they
wouldn't
would
last
be.
very long.
But it's also survival of the fittest, and it's about
Yeah.
reproduction. It has nothing to do with gayness whatsoever. Whatsoever. It literally a Stone Age caveman situation. There were no gays. I guarantee this. And if there were, the other males would have killed them off very quickly, as we see in the animal kingdom happens all the time too.
Yes.
But it's just when I saw this, I just laughed, dude. It's literally short bus, and they're saying this is the first canonical gay hero. Of course, they've taken all the, and what they mean by that is they've taken so many other characters and changed them to be gay. They weren't created that way from the beginning. They're saying, but of course they're dumb again, extra levels of dumb because it's not the first canonical gay hero. In no way. Marvel has had several gay characters over the years, and I do believe the very first gay superhero of all time was North Star. Am I wrong?
It was. No, you're right. That was North Star.
Yeah. So dumb again, Marvel. But then again, they
Nobody
keep
really cared.
no one did care. Why would we care?
I didn't care.
Yeah.
Well, now they've made us care because they try to make it out like it's this big ordeal. Like, oh, he likes to put his penis in men's butts. Oh, way, yay! And everybody's like, all right, cool. What's he fighting? Because we're here for that. We really don't need gay sex in our comic books. But I mean, if that's
Fight
where
to
you're
the
going.
hemorrhoids.
So my name is Prodigy, and knowledge and memory are kind of my thing. All right. That's the woke people's way of speaking. I'm starting this record of LGBTQ plus history in the superhero community to preserve a memory often fragile and untraceable. Really? Really, really, really. Because all the gay people I've known in my life, they make sure you know they're gay. It's the first thing they say to you, Mr. Prodigy. Matter of fact, they come up
Pretty
and they
much.
shake your hand and say, "I'm gay." It's like, they
That's
do.
fascinating.
They do. I work in the
Fascinating
music
information.
industry, and I've also, in other industries, and I've met quite a few gay people in my life, and it's the first thing they do is come up and tell you they're gay. Very first thing,
Chester,
because
they're probably hitting on you, buddy. They're probably
they
trying to
probably
see if
were. I've
you're
been hit on
a
several times.
bear.
It's okay. It's all right. It's flattering. I don't get angry and kill people, so it's all good.
Oh, I do. How
Prodigy
dare
does
you
agree with you
compliment
there.
me? How dare you compliment me? Who do you think?
I know, right? Right? It's so stupid, dude. But yeah, no, it's actually flattering. Some other human finds you attractive. What's wrong with that, dude? I just don't swing that way. It's all right. I've never gotten upset about it. However, it's and I think it comes from because it's a lot of it has to do with wanting attention, right? And they also enjoy shocking the mundane. They just enjoy it. It's part of their fun. I guess they know and they feel their abnormalness, their outsidedness, and they just want to kind of. It's like a revenge thing, maybe in a soft and subtle way. But I'm not kidding. Every gay person I've ever in my life, the first thing they do is come up and tell you they're gay. The first thing, and they wait to see your reaction. They do this. So I don't know
Yeah.
what you're talking about a fragile and untraceable history of gays, dude. But whatever. Dumb, stupid, short bus shit.
He
Short
agrees
bus.
with you about the caveman. He said the caveman was an outcast. He'd like to stick his dick in things.
Yeah, but it doesn't make sense in that society whatsoever.
No.
Homosexuality is a decadent elite society phenomena. In the hunter-gatherer or even some of the more simple cultures we have around the world, it's just not part of it because there's no time for it. They're day to day. You're working to survive in that environment. There is
Yep.
no hey, we got a month off. That doesn't exist in that kind of world, and therefore it doesn't help. And even if you might have had a certain individual born with that inkling, which we know that depending on the testosterone level of the mother, with the Trinity College projects that's been going on for quite a while, that's what causes it when it
Yep.
comes from being born that way. So it's not genetic per se, it's the mother's testosterone levels at the time. So
Correct.
even if you had a person who had those kind of leanings, they would have no opportunity for it.
Yep.
Because you have to produce as many children as possible because you need as many hands as possible because half those kids are going to die anyway.
At
That
least. Yeah.
yeah, it's dumb. It's just so dumb, dude. Anyway, moving on.
Captain America just lost his shield to a super soldier imposter.
And there it is. Right there it is. This whole the United States Captain America nonsense, where they've been mocking Captain America left and right with all these weird, I would sure they would use the word quirky Captain Americas. It's just
So
insulting to him.
quirky.
And this here you are. Here's what the whole point is: Captain America loses his shield. Right. That's the whole point. They want to take Steve Rogers out, and they're going to have a new Captain America. Right now, I understand this is an Elseworld story and all that, but we've seen that they've been using these Elseworld events to affect and change the actual comic book. That's what they've been doing
Hmm.
in the canonical setting. So here we are. This is what they've been working their way toward. This was probably the first thing that was put on the whiteboard when they started talking about this event. How do we take away Captain America's shield? I guarantee you. He was on the list, Eric. I know it was. But just out of curiosity, now the Captain's
Yeah.
gone, which of the Caps do you like better? The gay hobo, the fierce black gay girl, the fierce white gay girl, or the fierce I'm not sure maybe transgender gay girl? Which one is your favorite new Captain America? Who's your vote? And this art is shit, by the way. Look at that. Look at that. Anyway, go ahead.
Hobo one I found funny.
Yeah, it
The
was funny.
what was the one the Nomad or Nomad Bucky ripoff? I kind of like that one.
Yeah, okay, there you go. So there you go. That you're gonna get one of them gay ones because they're all gay, right? Pretty sure they are. But there it is. So Captain America's done. He's down. Got to get rid of that white male authoritarian Steve Rogers. He's done. Captain America is done. Happy, happy. Next, bastards. All right. Now we need an interlude. We need an interlude. So go ahead, Thundero.
Celebrating Italian fumetti's erotic comic artist Emanuele Tangielette.
Yeah, you see now you can handle the Italian. Why can't you handle the Japanese?
Because I'm white and I'm freaking Swiss. Of course I can speak the Italian.
Damn Swiss and their cheese. It's a ripoff. All right. But anyway, now this article is just kind of taking a look at a great old artist and appreciating it. You can see how old it is because that's JR from Dallas, by the way.
What I was laughing about.
Moving on a nice looking lady. I actually like this shape of woman. I don't mind this shape of woman. I know this day they're into the fitness and stuff, but I kind of like the. I don't know, Eric. Do you like this level of fitness on a woman?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I like it. I like it. But I think his art's pretty good. And this is oh yeah, baby. And this one's less interesting, but it's very classic. It's stuff you would see in the 80s and 70s for sure. It's a very good artist, a very capable artist. But here's the thing of the article. The article is basically talking about how this person is that's writing this article here, this Avi Green. Avi is doesn't want to admit he likes it because he might be seen as a sexist or a creep or something for enjoying this. But
A deadbeat.
which I don't know why. It's just a sexy art. What the hell's wrong with it? But however, the main point of this is, and this isn't an asshole. I don't think Avi's an asshole. I think he's just a coward. But what he's putting out here in this article is that you can never see this today in published works, and I'm like, why not? Why couldn't we see this today? Why couldn't this be on a cover of some
Because
specific
someone
book?
on Twitter would get mad.
Are we sure though? Because now
Some
obviously this isn't for a kids book. Clearly it's adult content. All right. There's no actual nudity, but it's not for kids. I get that. But you can't tell me this is not for today and you can't publish it today because they do. Take a look. Now, when I
well, of course,
first saw this, I thought it
right,
was gay,
exactly.
Oh
but
boy.
it's not gay. It's
Oh, it's
actually
gay, all
a
right.
romance thing. But this is the most anticipated upcoming romance novels for 2021, right there. So, if this is okay in 2021, then why wouldn't this be okay in 2021?
It's more geared towards straight men.
Yeah,
This is,
yeah.
and this is,
The male
and this is
gaze.
for women.
For women, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
that's why I
what's the
modeled
problem?
Rochester. Yeah,
Straight men are the problem, right?
yeah. Evil straight white men or evil. Chester, you're
This,
evil.
if that would have been a guy that JR's suckling on there, they would
Oh,
love
it'd be
it.
everywhere. Yeah, they'd put that in children's books. Yeah.
They would, yeah. But I mean, it's a little bit naughty art, but it's pretty good art. I think it's excellent. It's a good. He's a
Not
good
really
artist.
naughty. It's barely suggestive,
Well,
except
this
that
one's a bit
Pinocchio's nose.
naughty. This
Yeah.
is naughty. This right here is fine. All right, but this is definitely naughty. Pete Max says, Chester, if you like the old cheesy Italian art, you might be the Italian Spider-Man. It's a spoof movie, free to watch on YouTube. Well, thank you for the advertisement. Sham wow. Sorry, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have said that. But anyway, it's dumb once again. And Avi, you're over at the Bleeding Fool. You guys are opposition, right? That's your intention. Don't be afraid, dude. Now I'm sure Avi will never hear my voice, but I'm just telling you, dude. Write your article straight up. Don't try to caveat everything you're saying in here because we're worried that someone might think you like this art. There's nothing wrong with liking this art. It's good art. It's topical to the people who recognize what's going on here. There's nothing wrong with the female form. Everyone likes the female form. Even women appreciate it.
Except ugly weirdos on Twitter who are so full of envy and hatred because their daddies never loved them. They
Yep.
can't appreciate something just as an objective observer. They can't look at a pretty woman and be like, wow, she's really pretty. That's cool. They have to compare, they have to tear down, they have to destroy
True.
because they're hideous goblin creatures,
They are.
inside or out, and they can't look at beauty without recoiling. It's
Well,
like showing a cross to a vampire. Like, oh no, I can't.
They're
I can't look
they're
at.
the bullies. They're the same bullies that have been around forever. When I was a kid, it's the girl who would say to her boyfriend or one of the jocks, "He looked at me." Right? It's the same
Yeah.
chick, right? I understand that they've basically co-opted nerddom, but they're not nerds, right?
Well, it all goes back to what I've been saying for a long time is people care way, way, way too much of what Twitter thinks. Way too much importance is put into to the point where some of these companies spend literally tens of millions of dollars appealing to Twitter and making sure they get good Twitter metrics because it's so important. Nobody gives a shit.
No one
Twitter
cares about
doesn't matter.
Yeah,
It simply does not matter. In the United States, not even 10% of the population uses Twitter. It
Yeah.
simply doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
But let me show you here what I'm talking about with Avi here. Now, Avi's working for the Bleeding Fool or writing articles for the Bleeding Fool. We know that Bleeding Fool is opposition. That's their thing, and that's fine. And he's trying to make a statement and trying to honor this artist here, which is cool. But listen to how much Avi is straining under writing this article. I mean, just listen to this. A writer on Twitter called Pulp Librarian gave me some history of Fumetti Sexy, an erotic Italian comic book magazine began in the late 70s and lasting at least to the end of the 80s, which has some interesting ideas as seen in the pictures provided, as well as one of the most famous artists, Emanuele Tagletti, beginning here. Okay, so that's standard, news writer stuff. All right, so let's come down here. I admit I most certainly it most certainly is intriguing history, but as they go on to say, Fumetti Sexy could never be published today. Its content is too outrageous and sometimes too crude to find a massive mainstream market. However, the cover artist of Emmanuel is still highly collectible. I imagine it is. Well, it's not like I find crudeness appealing. If you go to the post, just look at the shadow on that snowman. But apart from that, a shame if this kind of publication falls victim to modern censorship. Yada 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 yada. But he keeps going on and trying to caveat his comments. Right? Dude, just say what you want to say. Say it directly. Don't be
Yep.
afraid, dude. Stop it. Stop it. Right? There's nothing wrong with this. This is a bit crude, I guess, but so what? Who cares? It's not hurting anyone. It's art. Anyway, moving on.
It's hurting their feelings, Chester, because they'll never be that pretty. You see, that standard of beauty is unattainable to them.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's a shame, sweetie. That's real tough. Maybe you should make yourself a better, decent, awesome person and stop worrying about what other people do.
Yeah.
Work on you to get the beam out of your eye instead of worrying about the little toothpick in your brother and your sisters. Get yourself together.
Yeah,
clean your own
that's
room,
fair.
as Jordan Peterson would say.
And Roger, you're right. JR is getting him some. I'm going to leave this picture up here for all you guys because I know you appreciate it. Before I move on to the next one. However, it's funny you say with that because I've actually known, and I'm sure we all have, plenty of girls who, in their face, not very pretty girl. They're just not. But they keep themselves in good shape. They work out. Now, fair enough. When we get married, we all kind of go down a little bit because we're relaxed. So I'm not talking about married folks. I'm talking about single folks. However, they keep themselves fit and presentable. And you know what? When you're healthy and you're in good shape and you're trying to make a good impression, it makes you look a lot more attractive.
Yeah,
anybody who
it really
is fit
does.
has an attractiveness. Anybody, right?
Yep.
It's true.
And the reality is some people, they don't have the genetics to be genuinely what we would consider fit. But what they do have is they can be better than what they are. Everybody can be. Nobody is at their peak potential except for high-level athletes have reached their peak genetic potential. Your peak genetic potential is probably a lot better than what you're sitting at right now.
Oh, well, sure.
Mine is definitely.
Absolutely.
Everybody around you probably is way higher than where they're sitting at. So just put a little effort in.
Yeah.
And if you can't, let's say, because there are some people who genuinely will struggle to lose weight and keep it off for differing reasons.
It's awesome.
Those people,
Fine.
those people just need to find themselves a place where they're comfortable, where they can maintain and they're healthy, and then take better care of their appearance otherwise.
Yeah.
Right? Just put respect in yourself. The first step to becoming a genuinely good person, a person that's worthy of respect and love, is to love yourself.
Yeah.
You have to do it.
Yeah.
Got to take care of you.
And the whole peak physical thing. When I was younger, I was in good shape. I was an athlete. But even then, I don't think I was ever in any kind of peak condition. Right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's so rare. You know how hard it is to get to, and let alone maintain that.
Oh, it's insane.
ridiculous.
Yeah, it's an insane amount of work. And what I've learned now is you don't need to be. Just get
No.
yourself somewhere where you feel good, where you look. You look in the mirror and you're like, I look good.
Yeah.
Get there. Get
Yeah.
to where you're happy with because guess what? You got to live with you. Only one way out of it, and unless that's an option for you, I hope it isn't. There's no other way out. You're living with you whether you like it or not. So you might as well enjoy that person.
Yeah,
Might as well get to like that person.
I don't use a mirror. What I do is I judge it based upon how many wry smiles I get from middle-aged ladies.
See, when I was younger, Chester, when I was younger and still going to church and stuff a lot, my mother used to make fun of me all the time because the older women always loved me. Always
Yeah.
loved me. Even like they just, for whatever reason, I had that same gift that you have. I could get the older ladies' attention.
Yeah. I don't know
without even trying.
Not really sure it goes to the classification. But it is what it is. And Chester may well be a little bit funny, Eric. A touch. Fine, Mr.
It
Judgmental.
looked like you chased off one of our new viewers.
Oh, that's a shame.
Yeah, I might have. But now this is just joys upon joys. I'm going to get to that in a minute. But they just can't. They can't do it. They can't do it, Sandero.
No.
What is that? That looks like an alien on the show. Is what that looks like. It looks like one of the villains that he's going to be fighting.
Yeah.
Get out of here.
Gray.
Doctor Who, Ali Alexander, rumored to replace Jodie Whittaker. No, do it.
Yeah,
Do
go
it.
ahead. Of course, they can't help themselves. They have to. They cannot give you just a normal asexual doctor, because that's the thing about the doctor. He's never had a sexuality to him. None whatsoever.
Not really.
No, he doesn't. They always have his companion as a female, sure. But is there any intimacy or any sexuality with them at all? No, they're not. And they tend to be pretty, but there's none of that interaction. It's not even implied, right?
Not usually. There's been exceptions, but not usually it's not. But the other thing is, listen, you go on and 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 on about representation, and then you specifically, purposefully, and maliciously go and take one of the oldest white British icons that's a male and swap him to a female. You go on a crusade for like 4 years in the show to set this up and to lessen the blow so that the audience will accept it. And guess what happened? The audience didn't accept it. You lost at least half of your viewers.
More.
Boom. Right out of the gate because you did it. Because we didn't want it. My wife and I used to be huge Doctor Who fans. We stopped watching with Capaldi's run because Capaldi's run was just
crap,
feminist bullshit the whole time. Yeah, it was garbage. And it's not even Capaldi's fault. Capaldi was set up to fail.
No, he was set up to introduce Jodie Whittaker. That's the whole reason it was there. Because with him, they could say, look, it's in the story. It's already there. It's canon. It's canon. That's what Capaldi was there for.
And we both said if they do the woman doctor, we're out. We have no interest in it. We know why they're doing it. They're doing it solely because, it's time. It's time.
No, it's not. It's not time at all. However, I do have to make a retraction, Eric. When we make mistakes, we have to fess up to them, and we have to be brave, and we have to be honest. Eric.
Of course, we're men. Yes,
we do. And I have to make a retraction. I said that Booster looked like Liam Gray. Nah, he looks like Ali.
Oh. Why you should know? What Booster do to you? What did he do? Did he come over and flirt with your daughter right in front of you? What happened here, bud? Let's get to the bottom of this.
I would actually enjoy seeing that because my daughter would literally eat him alive. Yeah, don't mess with that girl. That's a tough one there. I don't know what I did wrong, but no, it looks just like him. Yeah, definitely. That's definitely there. There's your Booster. Put that image in your head. Okay. But anyway, let's move on to the ending of my reading of Marvel comic books. It's got there. It's finally there, guys. I don't know that I can read anymore Marvel comics come September. So
Moon Knight.
I don't know, Eric.
Doctor Strange killed off by Marvel Comics in September.
Yeah. Now, we've had plenty of characters in the Marvel Universe die and come back, of course. That's not the issue. But the thing here is they're killing him off specifically because they want to replace him with some manner of diverse representation. There's also rumors, not only on this site, but on other sites, that we know that they pulled the Doctor Strange from WandaVision because it can't have a white man saving a woman. Uh, however, the rumors are stating that they might well be replacing Benedict Cumberbatch as well. So
What?
now, why would they do that? I don't know. He's very popular. He's perfect for Doctor Strange, but the rumors persist. Now they're just rumors, so who knows? However, um, uh, uh, this is a step too far for me. I've read so many comics in my life of so many different characters, but Doctor Strange is sacred ground, dude. This is Ditko. He gave us one of the best Marvel characters of all time. Uh,
Yeah,
and and this is blaspheme, dude.
he's like Marvel's narrator in a way, right?
In a way,
He's
because he's
so
so powerful.
powerful and significant to the cosmic order as a character that when things happen, he kind of steps back and like sets the table for it a lot.
Hmm.
And killing him off is just, I think that's, there you go. Did you need a better signal of the end of the era that was Marvel Comics, 1960, whatever it was, till now? There you go. I think that's it. That's a perfect, like just little ribbon, little bow on top of the tombstone that is Stan Lee's greatest gift to the world was the Marvel characters. We knew it was going to happen, though, Chester. I knew it would happen the moment Disney bought him. I was like, oh, that's
Yeah,
the beginning of the end.
yeah, and look at this little statement we got here. What happens to the world if Doctor Strange isn't in it? It's a question that I'm excited to show people the answer to in Death of Doctor Strange. And it's like, put your big reveal at the front there. Why don't you?
Yeah.
But McKay says, Strange has been, listen to this. Strange has been a Marvel fixture from the early days, but now his time has run out. And as a Strange fan, it's been my bittersweet privilege to shepherd him through his last day and the effects that snowball out of it. We've cooked up a whale of a story to send Strange off with, and I can't wait for people to join us on it. Now, that statement is it's not like when we have a character die and they come back. This is a statement saying literally this is the end of Doctor Strange. He's done.
Yeah.
He's being removed completely from Marvel. That's what that. Am I wrong? Did I read that incorrectly?
That's what it sounds like to me.
That's what it sounds like.
Yeah.
That is what it seems like to me.
Yeah. Now the artist is just talking about, hey, I get to do Doctor Strange, which cool. I get it. But there it is, guys. Doctor Strange is being removed. And now we know that he'll be replaced. Now, if you guys remember in the Ultimate Run, they did the stupidest thing with Doctor Strange. And they turned him into some barrio Latino kid, literally living homeless. Well, no, I guess he did have a house, but he was a super poor barrio kid. And, because of diversity, I guess. But in the main line, Doctor Strange is Doctor Strange. But what do you think they were? Let's take bets. Eric, what are they going to replace him with? Because you have to have a Sorcerer Supreme. So who's going to be our next Sorcerer Supreme? Do you think?
It'll be a new character, and she'll be trans Latino.
Trans Latino.
Yeah.
What do you
Probably a cripple, too. Yeah,
Maybe.
probably in a wheelchair. Why not?
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah.
Right? He has all the magical power in the world, but you know what? I feel empowered by my chair. I'll show you.
I have a feeling it's going to be Wanda. And I think
because why not? Because fuck the lore. Fuck it.
And
that's what they're saying. Just
Yeah.
throw it out.
Throw it out. And I think what we're going to see in this Doctor Strange 2 movie, he's going to die. And she's going to take over the mantle, literally.
They're pushing her in the comics right now, too.
They are. I think that's what's going to happen in the movie. I think you're going to see. I think this confirms it. You're going to see Benedict's character die, and Wanda Maximoff is going to take over. But I guess in the MCU, she's not Wanda Maximoff, is she?
Not really.
Yeah. but Wanda is going to take over. That's what they're going to do, and they can go straight to hell because there is an important thing that the Kevin Feige and these other MCU idiots have seen to fail to misunderstand. They call her the Scarlet Witch. They do. And aside from the time that she had the demon in her, of course, House of M and all that stuff, she's actually a mutant. She's not magical at all. She affects probability and she causes jinxing and stuff like that, is what her powers
Yeah.
actually are. Now, the demon gave her some extra stuff. However, she's a mutant. She's not a mage. She's not a wizard, right? Not at
Yeah.
all. But I guess, oh well, she's called Scarlet Witch. Wanda Strange, Roger. Yeah, I guess that's probably right. Yeah. That's all I got. I'm sorry to end it on that, but I can't help it. It's
You know what I say to that? I say,
yeah.
dumb, 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 stupid, dumb. And Chester, you've triggered Adrian so much, he's going to come and yell about it. Ready? Here he
Please,
comes.
He should. I agree.
Here he is.
I think he
He
should.
can yell all he likes.
I think he should. Yeah. Go ahead, Adrian. Let it out. No, he left again. He's so triggered he left.
He just has to come in.
Come on, Adrian.
Try that again.
What are you doing?
Can you hear us now?
Can you hear me now? Sorry.
See, there's nothing worse than stifled rage. That's the worst feeling in the world when you need to yell and scream and you just can't. There he goes.
This is Adrian we're talking about. There's no yelling or screaming. What are you talking
about? I'm outside currently.
There you go.
Fuck these motherfuckers and their fucking shit.
Right? I agree, Adrian.
I cannot believe. And this is the thing. After watching WandaVision, I had that thought. I had that thought that this is what's headed our way.
Yeah.
That they're going to make her Sorcerer Supreme.
Yeah.
And I wasn't quite sure if I was right on this, but I'm starting to think this is where this is headed.
Oh, I know. Yeah.
Because they've been pumping her up in the books and with WandaVision. And now, because WandaVision was so successful, I almost guarantee the end of that movie they're going to make her Sorcerer Supreme. And this is prepping everybody.
No, I think this was the final, because I think we all had that feeling.
This is the nail.
That announcement is
this
the
is
nail
the nail.
for sure. Yeah, and it's
but
interesting.
Fuck them.
Well, yeah,
fuck Disney. Fuck them all. I'm tired of them. I'm tired of these fucking people coming in and co-opting a fucking fan base that has put their money, time, and effort into it that they didn't.
Yeah, they always do that, don't they? Yeah, but it is interesting, Adrian, because
what needs to be.
Oh, go ahead.
What needs to be done is people need to just start making their own stuff now.
Yeah,
I know we've kind of started that, but let's be honest, the people that's kind of started that, like a lot of it, they're just playing games. There's not a reality to it. Like it's not really that big of a detriment to these people because they fucked around and played games too.
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
I'm so mad.
No, so am I, dude. It's interesting to me, and you seemingly agree, that they've been messing with so many of our characters here for years and years and years now. But why is it that the Doctor Strange that's the last straw for me, dude? I don't know why Doctor Strange is why that bugs me so much, but it does. It literally is a sacred cow that they're fucking with.
Yeah, it is. It is almost the sacred cow. I mean, Fantastic Four could be up there with that too, right?
It could be, yeah.
But they've been messing with that for years now.
Yeah, I don't know, Eric. Why does this one bother me? All of them bug me, but this
I know why it bothers me because I'm a big Ditko fan and he's one of my biggest influences.
Yeah,
and
I do like Ditko. Yeah.
And it's basically spitting in the face of him.
I think it's probably because Strange has always seemed to be more poor choice of words, but more adult oriented as a comic book
Oh, yeah.
as compared to the rest of them. I think that's why.
Maybe, and I think
But
Thundar's
more
earlier
mature.
point.
It was always seemed to be a more mature book.
Well,
Say
yeah,
the
but
Avengers and
the
stuff.
themes, right, are more adult, not the graphic nature of it.
Right, right.
But I think Thundaro's earlier point was very important to the thing. Strange is so ridiculously powerful that he is
Yep.
more of a narrator.
Yeah.
That is
Yes.
true. Yeah.
And that's what he should be. So killing him off is it. Everybody knows it doesn't make any sense. Everybody knows it's stupid. It's dumb, 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 dumb. The only reason they're doing it is because they're signaling. Well, one, they're flailing around and they know that they have got nothing else to
Yeah.
do.
Yeah.
They're completely out of ideas. They have been for 25 years, but they're signaling to everyone that this is the end of the old white guy era of comics for good. This is it. Doctor
Well,
Strange
tell
for
me who else
Marvel,
is left.
that guy. Yeah, he's that guy though.
Yeah,
He's the
he
guy.
is.
He's
Who
been
the
there
fuck is
since forever. Strange has been there, and he's Ditko, and he's also the Stan Lee era and all of that. All the legends,
It's all
the ones
that.
who actually
It's
made it.
the
They're bringing
penultimate
it
of
all to
all
an
of
end
that
in
stuff.
him.
All of the '60s era.
Yeah.
That
Yep.
is one of the penultimates of it.
Yeah. Well, it's the same thing with the D&D thing we were talking about earlier. All those
Oh
guys who
God.
made it have been pushed out, right?
Of course.
Yeah, but now the question I have, however, is this: in the WandaVision, because if this is their plan, in the WandaVision they portrayed Wanda as a monster, straight up villain, evil. Why would they do that if they're going to put the mantle on her?
Well, they're villainous people themselves. But on another note, I don't think they necessarily had this planned. I think this comes from WandaVision. And then they saw their chance. And they were like, well, Wanda's popular. Let's make her Sorcerer Supreme.
They have come out
I
and said
think
they had to
WandaVision,
rewrite Son of
I'm
a
going to be
Strange
honest, I
too
think
because of it.
WandaVision was a
Yeah, they did.
test. It was
They
a
did,
test
Eric.
to see people's reactions to Wanda.
No, that's a good point. Yeah, no, they did rewrite. Well, we'll see, but it kind of looks like that's where it's going. And if this is, I think I'm done, dude. I really think I'm just done. I've been
Yeah,
trying
I
to
do
read
too.
things here or there, but I think I'm just done
Same.
with Marvel. Yeah.
I mean, I've been reading the Conan, which has been pretty decent,
Yeah.
but I have my qualms with it too. I have my problems with it,
Yeah.
but they
No.
weren't problems that really led me away. But I think the Beta Ray Bill book might be the last book I get and finish up. I'm done. I haven't bought. I literally went to the comic shop the other day for the first time in 2 years,
Wow. Wow.
and I bought the Beta Ray Bill book because I like Daniel Warren Johnson's art.
Mm. Yeah.
But I can't do it anymore. I'm done with these guys. I'm done. I've been done with DC, and
Yeah, no, I understand. I went into a comic book store last week in Tokyo. I only get to go when I'm in Tokyo. They have a actual comic book store there, but it's all graphic novels mainly. But you know what I picked up? I picked up. I think it's called the Planetarium or the what was that like? Almost Avenger-esque group with Midnighter and stuff like that. And what was that? I used to be on.
Authority,
No. Before that, the Planetarium. I got it in the other
Stormwatch.
room. But whatever, I picked that up as I remember enjoying that. But the thing is, I bought old stuff.
Stormwatch
I didn't buy anything new. You know what I
or
mean?
Planetary.
Planetary. Yeah, there it is. Planetary. Yeah. I picked up that
Yeah, that's
entire
Warren Ellis at
trade.
his best. That's
Yeah,
one of
no,
his
it's good
best
stuff,
books.
dude. It's good stuff. And you know what? There's a couple of gay characters in there and nobody cared.
I didn't give a fuck about any of that
No.
stuff. I don't care about any of that stuff, honestly. It's not the characters themselves, it's how they're using them.
Yeah. Yeah. Now it's interesting that Thundera and Eric are being so quiet. Do you not have an opinion on the Strange thing?
I already shared mine.
I said what I thought.
Oh,
He, I've been out of comics for a long time as a regular reader because I saw the writing on the wall, and because I kind of felt like I was on this in like MMOs we call it a loot treadmill where you're just constantly chasing that new thing.
Yeah.
And it was just never going anywhere. And I realized that a long time ago that these stories don't actually ever go anywhere. Maybe in some one-offs or whatever, but then they just pick it up and like it never even happened. Usually, the next year or whatever. And I'm like, that's just no. There needs to be an ending.
No.
But that being said, there are a few characters who shouldn't have an ending, and I think Strange is one of them. He doesn't make sense to end. Like Superman, it wouldn't make if you're gonna do it. Don't do it to guys who are what's the word I'm looking for? Who are linchpins of your universes, right? Who are so important to basically everything. Not even so much from a commercial standpoint, but just the overall narrative of your cosmos. You can't just wipe them away because you're out of ideas. That's a terrible idea. And that's what they're doing here. And that's why, by the way, spoiler, anybody who hasn't heard this story, that's pretty much why Superman died in the 90s, because they just didn't know what else to do. They were out of ideas, so they killed him. And again,
they needed sales, and they were out of ideas, and that's what they chose. They killed him.
Yeah.
Stupid, dumb, stupid.
Yeah.
They're completely bereft of ideas. And the only reason they're in this situation, besides political pandering and woke nonsense, they've been in this situation for a very long time, is because they won't let things end. Now, that being said, Doctor Strange should be the exception to that, in my opinion. He is too important as that cosmic narrator of a character to get rid of him. He's kind of like the Observer's voice in most of the big stories. He's the one who sets the plate.
Their excuse for, like, I don't know how many years we've been dealing with this is, well, it's time to pass the mantle on.
No.
They don't pass the mantle on. They fucking rape the mantle.
That's fair.
It's not passing the mantle on. They don't do it properly. They just destroy the character, and then someone else comes along and is better than that original version of that character. It's been that way since I can't even remember when it started, honestly. It was with smaller characters.
21st century.
They started with the smaller characters, and they kept getting to the bigger and the bigger characters and the more important characters.
Yeah, it started getting bad a decade or more ago.
However, about a decade ago.
Yeah. However, Bob here said, which we mentioned, Bob, but they tried to make her not a villain when Monica said, they'll never know what you gave up for them, which was one of the most stupid things ever said on film, because she didn't sacrifice anything. Everybody else did, those thousands of innocent people. But once again,
she gave up her imaginary children.
Yeah, but look what she did with all the actual children.
Yeah, right? That's why I said she gave up the imaginary.
Oh, right. Yeah, so no, it is what it is. But it's interesting.
Let's get real about this too. They don't care about children, so it doesn't matter what she did to children. It's okay.
No, of course not. Not.
I mean, they support killing children, so
they do. They most certainly do. But I just find it interesting. We got to go here, but I do find it interesting to me that how hard that Doctor Strange hit when I saw that headline. It hit me harder than any other character, and I guess we've kind of figured it out. Why.
No, yeah, literally, this is the first time hearing of it, watching this show, and I just about had woke my family.
Jesus. Yeah, no, it's pretty bad.
But get up, they're killing Doctor Strange.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, I got to go to work, so I got to end this show. But thank you all for joining us. Sorry we ended on such a sad note. I usually try to end it on a happy note, but I just don't know that there's any more to say about it. So there it is. But anyway, let these guys get their closing comments, and we'll be on. So Eric, go ahead.
Hey, I pretty much lost interest in Marvel years ago, and I've recently started picking up more and more comics, and they've all been Edge, Boom Studios, and stuff like that. And I've been enjoying quite a few of them. I venture out past Marvel and DC because I just don't care anymore.
They don't. That's true. Adrian?
I would agree with Eric, and I would also say, like, I know there's a lot of fans that have become fans of comics in recent years that haven't checked out the old stuff. Yeah, it's a little goofy at times, but honestly, check out some of the old stuff.
No, I think some of the old stuff's really good. Thundero?
All I've got to say is it's good to hear Chester finally unshackle himself from Disney. That's good.
Huh.
Because they are slavers.
They are.
George Lucas called them that a decade ago.
He did.
White slavers. And they're an evil, evil, evil company. There's very little redeeming quality within them, and anything that you could put forth as redemptive is used solely for good PR. They aren't doing it out of the kindness of their heart or for out of any virtue. They're an evil company. They're not even motivated by money. Like that'd be one thing if they were amoral and just out to make a buck. They're not. They don't care about that. They have an agenda, and they're going to push it down your throat, and they're going to literally destroy all of your heroes in the process. And there's nothing you can do about it except not watch. So stop watching. Just turn away. They don't matter anymore if they're behind you. There's a lot of evidence that perception literally creates reality. There is nothing without the perception that there is something, so stop giving them your perception. Stop giving them your power. Just turn away.
And stop watching Joe Rogan.
Yes.
Yes.
Hey, they just renamed Boba Fett's ship.
Yep. Slave One.
I saw that.
Yep, now it's just Boba Fett's starship.
Yep. Brilliant name. Very clever. Creative. Anyway, guys, thank you all, and we will check you out tomorrow. Of course, we have D&D, and then this week, what's the art this week, Eric?
It's the 40th anniversary of Indiana Jones, so we're doing Indiana Jones.
Sweet. Snakes. Lots of snakes. That should be good. All right, guys. We'll
Half
check
of
you out.
love, Dr. Jones.
Later.